actually finished the Crucible about 30 minutes ago. I had something I had to do right after my workout. So, trying to kind of recap all of this in my mind. You know, 30 minutes later you go, oh, that wasn't so bad. But as I was doing it, it was pretty bad. There was, so let me just kind of explain the workout to you. So you're doing, every move that you see is 50 repetitions. So when you're doing the burpee push-up, you got the sliders on your feet, you're kind of sliding your feet in and out. That's working your quads as you're doing those burpee push-ups. So you got to do 50 of those. And then you're doing 50 Arnold presses, you're doing 50 switch lunges, you're doing 50 goblet squats, you're doing 50 tricep push-ups, trying to think of all the moves, 50 of the side-to-side planks. It's just a lot of repetitions. So I was able to get through, and then in between, before I explain that, in between every single one of those sets of 50, you would do the army crawls, or whatever he called them. The sliders are on your toes, and so you're just moving your arms and you're kind of working your way up and you're working your way back. Going forward, for me, was the more difficult. You could really feel your core being engaged because you're kind of reaching out each time. And then going backwards seemed to be a little bit easier. And the feet are just kind of sliding along the floor. Really thought that was a cool move because I kind of done that move where you kind of got to move your feet at the same time. But this engages the core even that much better. And that move was 45 seconds long each time. I was able to get through it each time. But what I found was, every time I got to that move, it was something different that was burning. So after I did the burpee push-up things, my quads were actually more tired than my shoulders and my chest. That part wasn't the problem. So then when I went to do the army crawls, my quads, just keeping my quads up where they needed to be to do that crawl, I could really feel it in my quads at the end of that. And then you're doing like Arnold presses, and then your shoulders are exhausted, and so then you're using your shoulders as you're doing that. So every single time you get done with a move, you'd go to that army crawl, and the army crawl hurt for a different reason each time. The core, it's working the core every single time, but that was never the thing that was burning the most during the army crawl. It was either the shoulders or something in the legs. And so just a really cool workout. It was difficult. There was a couple things that I kind of cut out on and had to come back into it. They're doing the same thing on the video itself. One was the close grip push-ups. I think I knocked out maybe 35 or so, and then I had to stop and shake the arms off, and then it was like murder trying to get the last 15, and I think I did 5, 5, and 5 or something crazy. So it just took some time to be able to get that all done. And then trying to think if there was another move. I'm sure there was another move that I had to cut. Oh, the goblet squats. When I was doing that one there, that was another move that it took me some time. I got to about 30 or so, and I had to shake those legs out and then get back into it. The easiest move in the entire routine was the chest press. That was like a break. I was so thankful to get to that move because it's just, he only has you do 25 each arm. Where like when you're doing the little leg jump little thing, you're doing 50 each leg. So that's murder. It's the end of the workout and you're just exhausted from it, and the legs are tired from everything else that you've done, and so 50 per leg, it's kind of like the culmination of the whole thing. So great workout. It's kind of the test to see where you're at 2 weeks in to the whole thing, and I guess every 2 weeks we're going to hit the Crucible, and he said it's going to get worse. This is just the first Crucible, so I don't know what worse means. I don't know if that means more repetitions, longer workout. I don't know. So we'll see what that means down the road. But great second week, and I'll give you a full review on the second week in a couple days. We'll see you later.